This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Pain in the Grass, it is back. It's the biggest rock festival in the Pacific Northwest. And yes, after a long layoff because of stuff.
It's so nice because after many years of not knowing if I had any friends, all of a sudden they're back.
Oh, see?
Reaching out.
You're popular again, Steve.
Tickets
thirsty. Yeah.
Danny and I were joking about that yesterday. It's like how soon he's already gotten a few requests for tickets. I finally started getting some this morning. I'm like, I haven't heard from you in a while. Yeah, back when concerts were going on, I heard from you all the time.
I am amazed at a person like that doesn't realize they're a douche. I don't know how they don't realize that.
It's like it's like the effort is minimal at best. It's like not even a how you doing, wait for a response, and then jump into it. It's now, how you doing? I heard Pain in the Grass. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I got nothing for you.
Hey, I'm trying to get something for free, and then you'll never hear from me.
But you know what? Why don't you get yourself some tickets for under $10 if you join the Rockaholics Club?
Oh, see, that you can do. And you also it's a pre-sale thing. Like, you get them before everybody gets to get them at 10 o'clock on Friday morning at Ticketmaster. And there's 3 big days of Pain. This is why this is huge. I get why people want these tickets, but, you better go out and get them, or, join the Rockaholics Club and get them at a discount.
Yeah.
Friday, September 2nd, Incubus, Sublime, With Rome. This is the generations of the 51-year history of KISW. Mm-hmm. So each day is going to feature basically an era of this radio station.
And also a nice nod to some of the great local bands in town, guys from Wyatt Only, to Aaron Jones, to Glenn Cannon and Damage Done, Always Naked, Spike and the Impalers.
That's the fun. That's so much fun to have Spike.
It's so cool. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing some of our friends' bands get that chance to be up on the big stage.
Yeah. Also, September 3rd is a Saturday, a second big day of Pain in the Grass. Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush. Some of your big highlights of that day.
Very excited to see Alice in Chains again.
Yep. Sunday, September 4th. Again, a different era in KISW history as Sammy Hagar and the Circle making it happen. Along with George Thorogood and the Destroyers, you got Queensryche. And then you've got a band that really, these guys are new, but boy, man, Steve and I both love these guys a lot. The Glorious Sons.
They're a phenomenal band, and they're even better live. So this will be hopefully a chance for a lot of people to see them for their first time, and I think you'll fall in love with them.
Oh, definitely. SOS is one of the greatest anthem songs ever made.
Oh, it's always fun in a crowd, too. If everyone knows the song, a good number of people know the song, and just the whole room is doing it. Let's go.
It is.
Let's go. Pain in the Grass, baby.
And if you're a lyrical guy, you go, this song is not a happy song. But yet we're singing it like it is. Also, join us at the Moore Theater for the official Pain in the Grass kickoff party. That's Wednesday, August 31st. So basically, you're getting 4 big days if you do all of it. You got the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones at that show at the Moore. All of this, tickets are available at 10 o'clock Friday morning from Ticketmaster. And again, like Steve said, why don't you join the club? It is free. Be a rockaholic, and then you're going to get $9.99 tickets for this. This is, come on. And yeah, there will be a limited number of the BJ and Migs party tickets, so that's happening as well.
Hang out with us all 3 days.
Yeah, that is, man, you want more info? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. Scream his name. B Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa.
so maybe we should whack him instead.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
Whack it.
Maybe we should whack him, or maybe he'll be doing the whacking.
You
He
know
barely whacked it earlier. Hey, barely is still a whacking.
A whack is a whack.
That's for sure.
Exactly.
Someone's getting whacked. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Elliot in Seattle. Elliot, are you there?
I'm here.
Say that too. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the Elliot.
I'm doing it. Everyone's doing it now, so.
Elliot.
But you've never heard that
Everybody
before.
does it.
Yep.
Elliot phoned us.
Yeah, but it could be worse. I bet some people want to hook you up with like Reese's Pieces.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, right.
Reese's
Unless you hate
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
How could you hate those?
Yeah, right.
Well, you could be a professional hater of things that are,
Elliot, do you like Reese's Pieces?
Oh.
They're all right.
Hey, they're all right. Oh,
Wow.
wow. Steve's pissed. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Now I have inspiration. for
There you
getting
go. Yeah, get inspired for that whacking. Let's go. For those, oh, God. For those playing at home, Elliot will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Elliot, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What animal guards the cave of Caer Banog in Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
An ox,
No.
a cow,
No.
a donkey,
No. A lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth is between the moon and what else?
the moon and the sun.
Yes. How many holes can be found in a standard bowling ball?
3,
Yes. What was President Truman's first name?
Harry,
Yes. What does the first M stand for in the movie studio MGM?
maximum,
No.
multi,
No.
Miller,
No. Who released the 1963 song Love Me Do? Wow.
pass.
The abnormal fear of spiders is called what?
Arachnophobia,
Yes. Chocolate chip cookies were invented in which New England state?
Maine,
No.
Massachusetts,
Yes.
Woo!
1, 2,
That's right.
3, 4, 5.
That's
correct.
right. Represent.
I know you'd be happy about
Massachusetts.
that one.
This is kind of like old people trivia today. He just, unfortunately, Elliot's just too young for some of
There,
us.
yeah. You know what? Like looking at these questions now,
Yes.
none of them are for the youngins.
Gen X trivia right here, buddy, and older.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the millennials get effed again.
Yeah, well, guess who's not a millennial and guess who's an old person? The man
Well-
walking in right now.
Oh, you're absolutely right, but I feel like,
Old knows old, huh,
I
Rev?
feel
Yeah,
like
I know,
boomers,
right? Seriously.
I feel like us boomers and millennials need to band together against the Gen Xers because you guys are the true evil of the world.
We're just sitting here doing our own thing, man.
We're keeping this place alive.
Are
What
you,
talking
though?
about?
Are you really?
I am.
Are you wanting to take credit for the shape that you're keeping this place in? All right.
Well, can I pick what things I take credit for?
Yes.
Well, but you wouldn't be an American if you didn't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
What animal guards the cave of Caer Banog in Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
What?
What animal guards the
A
cave?
horse.
No.
Donkey.
No.
A turtle.
No. A lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth is between the moon and what else?
The sun.
Yes.
Yes.
How many holes can be found in a standard bowling ball?
You know it. 3.
Yes.
One for the thumb, baby.
What was President Truman's first name?
Harriet.
No.
Harry.
Yes. Harriet. What does the M stand for with the movie studio MGM? The first M.
Metro.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank
Who
you.
released the 1963 song Love Me Do?
Love me do the Beatles.
Yes. The abnormal fear of spiders is called what?
Arachnophobia.
Yes. Chocolate chip cookies were invented in which New England state?
Boston.
No.
Massachusetts.
Yes.
That's right.
How many players per team can be on a soccer pitch at one time?
11.
Yes. The panther is the official animal for which southeastern state?
Carolina.
No.
Florida.
Yes. And Steve, you win Dolly Parton style 925.
Wow. Sorry about that, Elliot.
Damn, that was exciting.
Yeah. So the Panthers, the official what of Florida?
The official animal for Florida.
Well, now the Florida Panthers make so much more sense to me.
Yeah, right.
I have no idea why they called their team the Florida Panthers.
See, now
And
you
I'm
know.
going Carolina Panthers. And
Yeah,
I didn't
right?
think about hockey.
I was afraid because you said Carolina and then I said no, so I was expecting your next 2 guesses to be North Carolina and South Carolina. So I'm
Yeah, you
surprised you
didn't
didn't
do
do that. Yeah.
You know, I was just trying to think of like a place that's in the southeastern part of the United States. I was like, oh, Florida is.
And it is. It is the most southeastern state.
I didn't even think about the hockey.
Wow, I did. I mean, Florida. I know for Gators, but I don't know for Panthers. That's wild.
I'm going to assume they have Panthers in Florida.
Well, they named their hockey team for a reason, so you've got to be right. Otherwise, you're both insane.
Yeah. Right, otherwise, they just went like create a hockey team named Generator, and it said Panthers. I'm like, all right, we'll go with that.
All this time, I wondered why. I really did wonder, why did you call your team the Panthers? Because, like I said, I've only known Gators being a Florida thing, but didn't know they had Panthers.
Gators.
I know BJ knows this one.
Yeah,
the animal that guards the cave of Carabinag and Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Know it. I was blanking out, and then as I was listening to your other questions, it finally occurred to me. And I'm like, oh, that's right. It was such a funny scene. Vicky, you know, right?
It's a rabbit or a bunny.
Yeah, it's a rabbit. Yes,
a rabid rabbit or something like
it's
that.
a very dangerous rabbit that causes bloodshed and decapitation.
It is really, I mean, that was one of those, it's like a Deadpool situation where they did not have a lot of money to make that movie. So because they didn't have money, they made some absurd, substitutions that turned out to be the best parts of the movie.
And do you remember what defeated the old rabbit there?
I do not.
The holy hand grenade.
Oh, that's right, the holy hand grenade.
Holy hand grenade.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel it really was, a special time, and the humor is probably lost on anybody who's under the age of 80.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But still, it was such a glorious time to finding Monty Python and being part of all that.
That whole movie is absolutely ridiculous.
This is the weirdest. Vicky found the scene, and this is this looks like high school theater or high school cinematography.
They didn't have enough money for horses, so that's why they used the coconuts in the movie. So that's why they're walking with those and had basically the coconut provider
what a
to walk
dumb
with
movie,
them.
but I'm sure in a very funny way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally Monty Python. So if you're down for that sort of stuff,
it was lemonade out of lemon, Steve. They literally didn't have any cash, so they just decided to really, if in a way, I wonder if they wanted to show the movie industry, or even English, the English industry of making stuff, how bad your crap looks.
Yes.
And so that people like you could see it, and they would hope maybe it was an embarrassment to England and whatever the movie company that did it. And it turned out to be a big hit, all the things that they did that should have been embarrassing, but were just so stupid that we laughed our asses off.
They got to look back fondly on that, thinking, I can't believe that we became success stories because of this film. At some point they had to be like, this is so absurd and so dumb. The fact that people enjoyed it just blows our minds.
And they were onto something. They knew the vibe of us 70s kids. They really, really did. Because a lot of folks thought that Monty Python, that's not good humor. Even England was like, these guys aren't that great.
Right.
And then people realized, actually, they're pretty brilliant. You just don't understand they're making fun of you most of the time. Just like, Deadpool, where he a lot of stuff he said, because 20th Century Fox didn't believe in it. They didn't give us the money.
Funny.
And they ended up making a great movie anyway. So, hats off to both of them. And F the movie industry. There we go. I think that's really the lesson we got here. It is time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. We got your texts. We're going to take those at 9:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever it is that you think needs to be heard, Steve's just like, okay, well, I got a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you're getting gonged. And then we're saying goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
That's a good, because I believe there's some good news and good stuff to share. Someone wanted to know, how'd Bob Rivers' surgery go?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, as a matter of fact.
I saw on his Facebook, it sounded like things went okay.
Yeah, things went okay, and he had his blog post. I shared it on my own Facebook thingamajigger, which if I can get it, maybe I can just give you a little read of exactly what he said. I'll get right to it. Here it is. Yes, go to it, Internet. Thank you so much.
The post says, good news update on Bob.
The procedure went very well. Basically, Bob let somebody know this. He said, the procedure went very well. I'm resting comfortably. This great team at Virginia Mason are taking wonderful care of me. I am in very good hands, and I'm hoping for a Sunday release.
Good morning, BJ.
And thank you, Bob. And his wife, Lisa, said a very emotional day, lots of joy receiving that good news with their kids, Andrew and Keith.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Goosebumps on me. I'm happy to hear that, because
I
was thinking about him yesterday.
So they got to wait till Sunday. because there's still a COVID no visit people policy in a lot of hospitals, and so he's supposed to get released on Sunday, which is really amazing when you think about like major surgeries and how quickly they can get you out as opposed to when 15, 20, 30 years ago. It's just crazy.
Man, I saw good news. Speaking of cancer, a friend that I think a lot of us know, or you've run into, you probably talked to her over at the roast of Steve Miggs.
Oh, right.
Kathy Cooper. Kathy has done merch for Bruiser Brody. Like, dude, you want to make a couple dollars. Like, you have her work your merch table. Like, every time I'm like, oh, how do we do? We only had like 100 people here. She's like, I sold like 1 billion shirts. I'm like, how is that even possible? I sold 4 to this person. Like, she's just an incredible person. Like, behind that merch table, does stuff with Glenn Cannon and his bands. Just an absolute sweetheart of a person. And I saw that her cancer is in full remission. So that brought a massive smile to my face because she's truly one of the good people out there. And it was like heartbreaking to hear that she was battling cancer in the first place. But as she posted, she said, you know what? Kathy Blanken Cooper kicked cancer's ass.
And I have to tell you, man, she did it. She did it with kindness because I had never met Kathy before. You guys all knew her.
Nicest person in the world.
Met her for the first time.
I bet you bought 4 Bruiser Brody shirts.
I bought everything she had at the table. How could you not with that? I mean, she makes you want to do. She makes you believe in the goodness of everything. I have never met anybody who was just so kind and warm and approachable. Yeah. And then, of course, I found out what she's been going through, and I'm like, what an amazing attitude. No wonder she's doing well. She's just got, that power of positive thinking, and it's like, I was like, wow, I'm the anti-you. You're the opposite of me. It's finally nice to meet somebody who's the opposite of me.
Everyone has that kind of person in their life, where it's a person with like a heart of gold, and that's like kind of, and so when you hear bad news happens to someone like that, you're just like, what the heck? Like, that just doesn't seem right. So when then good news comes through, I'm like, oh, okay, good. Okay, the universe is doing something right in this situation because she's as good as they come.
Yeah,
very happy to hear that.
Very awesome news.
And happy to hear that Bob's surgery went well. So hopefully that's the sign of more good news.
Yeah, he talked about there are 3 paths or 3 forks in the road that this particular cancer that he has can go, and so the idea that the surgery was good is the first on what we hope is the best path.
Yes,
that he outlined in a previous blog, and I know Vicky, we posted it on Real B. If you go to the Real BJ page, then you can see the blog, and it's a short one, but it's just good to go there from time to time and check up because that's how Bob is going to keep us posted on what's going on in his life and how things are. And I'm very, very happy that that the Rivers family got some good news on this because it's tough on them as well, maybe even tougher than Bob, because I've talked to Bob and it's just like, man, this guy is always poised, no matter what's going on in his life. I've had the good fortune of having him as a good friend, and I have been nothing but a drama queen, just crazy person every time I interact with him.
Because with everyone else, you're not like that.
I know, but he's always been a rock, and so I expected him to. I don't know. I just feel like, okay, this time he's really
the breaking point.
This is going to be the breaking point. I mean, this is probably like come on, and yet still Bob, still just like more concerned about me. Hey, how are things going with you? And it's like, are you serious? There's nothing in my life right now that could be anything compared to what you. And he's like, oh, I know. Let me tell you. Let's find out. I know you got a wedding coming up. I mean, it's just like
he's just trying to get you to go crazy again because it's entertainment to him.
You may be right. Maybe that puts like the good endorphins going, and that'll help whatever I can do to help the healing process. But one of the dearest friends that I've had in my life, as well as in this business, I would not be speaking on this microphone if not for the kindness of Bob Rivers. So, of course, any love I can give him and letting you be, me being a conduit so you can share your love with Bob, please go to the blog. Please put some good comments. It all really does work, and he really appreciates it.
We got a text that said earlier you guys were talking about that 12-0 no-hitter that the Angels had.
Yeah.
But in addition to the no-hitter, did you see that Anthony Rendon batted lefty for the first time in his career and hit a home run? LOL.
What the hell? Anthony Rendon. Yeah.
Rendon. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that guy. That's so frustrating to me because to hit a baseball, to be able to hit a baseball is one of the toughest things to do, as Michael Jordan and Russell Wilson will tell you. And they're
just them. No one else has ever said it.
Well, I mean, you take a look at great athletes that have tried to do it.
Garth Brooks, too.
Yeah. Well, all right. I didn't realize he was on their level in that.
He did training camp with the Padres once. He tried, yeah.
Okay. But it is one of the most difficult things in sports to do, even though you don't think about it because there are more grueling sports. Like people will argue that soccer and hockey are probably the toughest to play because of the toll it takes on your body to do it. But to be able to hit a baseball the other way like that, just all right. Now, granted, that was cheese that was served up to him.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is just funny because they're up 10-0. So what do they do? They're like, screw it, I'm going to bat the other hand. Like that just seems like something you do like in a beer league game. Like, you know what, we're crushing you guys.
Right.
Like we've done that before. Like we're like with Donkeys if we're playing a team that was like should not be in the same level of play. Be like, why don't we all just get wasted and play that game? And that's kind of what it felt like. And he just stepped up there and hit a home run lefty style. We have the call. We have the call.
Oh, do we really?
Funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
What is going on? Look at him.
Kitty.
Look at him doing this.
Kitty.
Come on, Jimmy. Oh, my goodness. Left-handed Anthony Rendon with the 2-run home run. I mean, you cannot make this up.
Oh, this is one of those oh me, oh my moments. Left-handed goes yard. Are you kidding me?
I don't believe it.
Well, here's what I will say.
What's that?
Here's what I will say. This was the most bizarre moment because I took a look at the pitch and I thought that was ultimate cheese. And I looked up the dude. Brent Phillips is not a pitcher. He's a center fielder that came in probably because of the fact, you know, there was such a
an S show. Why waste our pitchers' arms?
So Rendon, I love that he batted lefty because he knew he wasn't facing a major league pitcher like a guy who does it. He was facing a center fielder, and the center fielder did throw cheese. It was really like
lobbed it in.
No cheese, really. It was like anti-cheese, and it was just it was just a slop ball that he threw, and Rendon was able to hit it the batting on the opposite way. What a game!
Oh my goodness!
He's just trying to get over the plate.
If he has a hard time hitting, or if you're gonna pull somebody like maybe you should try lefty again.
Yeah, definitely. Or maybe we should get that Phillips
get a crappy pitcher in there again.
Yeah, that's what we got to do.
Still, it's got to be hard to hit a home run with the wrong arm, no matter how cheesy of a pitch that was.
That just goes to show you how good these guys are. I mean, these like these athletes that, you know, Steve, you've talked about it when you've faced like guys that played, even, you know, whether or not they made it to the big leagues, you know, when it comes to hockey, but some of the dudes like you've had to face just playing like rec games.
I've been pretty lucky to play guys that have played in the NHL for several years, guys that almost had a cup of coffee in the NHL, to a lot of guys that played junior hockey or higher level, which are very talented. And some, especially the younger guys. I'll never forget Tyler Allos, who played with the Seattle Thunderbirds. And unfortunately, I think due to concussions, he had to stop playing, and he ended up coaching with them. Just a really good dude. But it was like he was still at the age of what he should be playing with the Thunderbirds, but he couldn't because of his physical issues. But he could still like go out on the ice and just shoot the puck around as long as he's not doing anything serious. And he was shooting the puck, dude. His wrist shot, I didn't even see the puck. I was just like, wait, did you shoot it yet? And he's just like, it's in the net already. It was just...
Oh, no. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is... I always wished of one day, like I said, I've been lucky to play with guys that have played in the NHL, but they're a few years removed, so the talent's still there, but they're not top of the game level. I would wonder what it would be like to be in there, you know, with one of the greats of the league right now.
God, you wouldn't even know you would like
right.
It'd be like the Flash, you know. It'd be like zing, 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 you're like, when are we going to start, dude? It's over. Thanks for coming.
Pretty much. It would be insane just to experience that. Like that would be one of the things I would love. Bucket list of just be able to go to like a Seattle Kraken practice and take some shots.
Yeah. So we
got to get Hackstall back on the phone and kind of like.
All right, let's see what we can do. Let's get it done.
And that's the moment when the Kraken stopped working with us.
Yeah,
we were looking for it.
Yeah. So anyway, so a no-hitter last night. I will say this. I decided to just go up and down my app and just look at the box score and just take a look at people's batting averages, because we're a little upset at the Mariners, you know, because like, why can't they hit? What is going on? I have to tell you, baseball is making a change for a reason when it comes to this shifting, which they're using computers and predictions to be able to know pretty much that a batter is going to hit the ball in a certain place most of the time. So that's where the fielders are. And it's really ruining the game, because every place I checked, Steve, there were no more than 4 batters for a team in each starting lineup. I just went down to each game and went to the box score and just checked all the box scores of last night's games. Nobody's batting more than there's only 4 dudes batting more than 250, which means 6 dudes in the lineup are batting under 250, which in baseball, you're like, how is that possible? You should at least have guys, the majority of your team should be batting above 250. That's not asking a lot. So something is wrong with baseball, where I went up and down the lineups and like, this is nuts. I mean, this because I looked
Time
at
to
the
juice them balls again.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is supposed to be a decent team, and they got no hit. It wasn't like it was like the Cincinnati Reds that got no hit last night.
And they have said that they've done something to the balls this year. That I think I read something where there's speculation that the balls have been changed. So I never get why they always go back and forth with that. Like, juice those bad boys up and let people just hit dingers all the time.
They're always
not the players, the balls. Like, that's nothing illegal.
You know, it's either the fans complain or the Players Association complains. Like, somebody complains. You know, somebody.
Yeah, it's for the fans.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel I don't get so mad at your Mariners. It is a.
I'm not talking to them right now.
Oh, you're not talking to them right now.
They need to get 2 wins in a row, and I'll start talking to them again.
All right, fair enough. You know, maybe today. Today could be their day because they won yesterday.
Yeah, they said if anything, I'm not going to have to wait till 9 p.m. to be disappointed.
Oh, like our Kraken.
Because they could play at 12:40 or something like that today.
I have high hopes. I really, with seeing what's going on in baseball, I hope the Mariners start playing small ball again, which means you don't try to swing for the fences because nobody's hitting anymore. And if the team that can score runs when no one's scoring runs anymore, maybe that's us, and maybe we can be a surprise as the season goes on. I'm hoping.
Isn't that the effect of steroids of a small ball? Is that
hey, you pick the topic.
By the way, I still think the Mariners win in the World Series today. Don't think that.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to win it today, but
not today. But
because you're high if you think they're going to win the World Series today.
My opinion still stands strong today.
Yeah, you know, as I looked around, Steve, I felt a lot better about the Mariners when I took a look around and realized that nobody's hitting except just like a couple of teams. Nobody is. So there's still time.
That's awesome. It's like, we suck, but let me just look around. If everyone else sucks, I don't feel as bad.
Because I was like, what is, because it's not just them. I noticed another team I like is also sucking, and I'm like, what is going on? And
the Red Sox just plain out suck. Yeah,
dude, they weren't supposed to though. Not offensively. That's what the big surprise is. Like,
well, they better keep sucking because don't the Mariners have to play them soon?
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, one thing's going to happen. One of those teams is going to get a boost.
I hope they suck more.
All right, I listen. You know, either way, I win because I want to see the Mariners do well too. You pick the topic, you guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and more of your texts at 936 on the Rock.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
9.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone said, Miggs, how excited are you? Smashing Pumpkins, Jane's Addiction, Climate Pledge Arena on November 12th.
Dude, woo! Set your clocks back to fun.
Dude, I saw that. I go, oh, hell yeah. And then I was like, what day is that? And Danny's like, it's a Saturday. And then I screamed, oh, hell yeah. Because I was like,
you can do it.
Yeah, that is going to be a show where I do not make it home that night.
And you don't have to take the next day off.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's the show of all shows right there.
And
that's
Climate Pledge.
Climate Pledge.
Shaq's Big Chicken.
Shaq's Big Chicken.
I hope they open that, yeah.
You know how old you guys are when you're talking about, we're going to a concert and Shaq's Big Chicken's a big highlight.
If you had Shaq's Big Chicken, it wouldn't matter how old you are. Yeah. You'd be excited about that.
I feel like that maybe some sort of substance or alcohol might be what younger people would be excited about. And as good as Shaq's Chicken would be, you'd still have it.
All they need is Pearl Jam, and I think that was a tour in the 90s at one point.
Whoa.
Or it was a Chili Pepper. I can't remember which bands were in that tour, but they were all played together at some point. It was pretty crazy to think.
Dude, that's, man.
Pumpkins, and the crazy, dude, Pumpkins are the headliner. Like, I don't know why, but that just freaks me. Not freaks me. I'm not like, oh my God. But Jane's Addiction, to me, is a band that inspired the Smashing Pumpkins. Like, that first Pumpkins album feels like a Jane's Addiction record. Like,
isn't that wild?
Similar vibe. Obviously, Jane's Addiction were around longer. So it's kind of, I wonder if it's a trip for Billy Corgan and his hired friends. But I wonder if it's a trip for Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
to know that like here he is now headlining a show with the band that probably had a big influence on him.
That's got to be trippy in general. If in fact you go, we shouldn't be headlining. Like if you really did have the love like you did for the band that came before you and inspired you, and you're like, why are we? They should be headlining.
That being said, though, like I do like that because I'm more excited about seeing Jane's Addiction, and if
it's an earlier show.
If you start fading,
yeah, you just have nap up, dude. Just nap up. Get up late on Saturday. Make sure you're all prepared for this.
Yes.
Yeah. It's you're not Steve from back when back in the 90s.
No, those days are gone, man.
Plus, you got that child that's taking the energy out of you. Yeah, you need to get a hotel and nap away and just take the whole day off and say, get up in the morning, go to the hotel just to nap so you can be prepared.
She's just nonstop. She was on fire yesterday. Got up early.
Yeah.
We went to a park, went walking around, got to a coffee shop. She's just living the good life.
You see, it's
so much fun. As she said, she always said, super fun, so much fun.
Oh, is that that's your new thing?
Yeah, if she does something that's fun, she goes, that's so much fun, or super fun. It's
really?
Awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cute.
Where does she get that from?
I got to imagine it was on a cartoon or something
right.
like that. Sometimes like we're just like, how do you even know something? And then we're like, we watched an old episode of Bluey. I'm like, that's where she got it from.
Yep.
Like she's snorting a lot now. Like I think she truly thinks she's Peppa Pig.
Oh no,
that's some.
She called Mom. She called Mommy Pig last night, and
wow,
Sid's just like, it's a good thing I know you love that show. Otherwise, that's not cool.
That's kind of great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, call me Daddy Pig, and then she goes, no, Daddy. I'm like, man.
That kid shuts you down so much.
All the time.
Man.
It's so
that kid is the ultimate troll to you. She must know. I mean, look, we kind of the apple, the tree. I feel like this is your comeuppance.
Like last night, I don't know where. She's like, I love you, Mommy. I'm like, that's awesome. And I go, what about Daddy? And then there's a pause, and she goes, I love you, Mommy. I'm like,
that's fantastic. This kid's the best.
Yes, she is.
This kid is the best.
I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
The kid knows. The kid just is like, you are going to be trolled by me forever, Pops.
That's right. Don't worry. When you get older, I've got all these funny videos of you being silly when you were a kid, and they will be posted forever.
Oh boy!
You're gonna regret not saying you love me.
I don't think you're ever going to win this, man.
No, it's a losing battle.
Yeah, I really think she's bringing it.
Oh, I like this question. Somebody just texted in. Said, if you could be featured on any TV show, reality, scripted, sitcom, drama, what would you want to be on?
It's tough for me because my knee jerk is not reality, but I really feel like if it weren't for the physicality of it all, I would compete well in a Survivor-like show. I really believe
that's like 90% of the
if you
show.
take out all the stuff
I
the
know.
show's about.
That's what I'm saying. But the outwit and the outlast as far as mentally, because it's a mental game. And it's a social game. And I really believe a lot of people are not good at that.
What you mean.
Yeah, I mean, physically, though, that's the problem is that physically I just, if I was a younger man, maybe, even then I wasn't in great shape.
Yeah, but you see some of these guys and girls are on that, and not everybody's like a physical specimen. They just kind of plod through some
But they
stuff.
still can do it. Yeah, I just can't. I get winded thinking about them doing what they're doing.
I would love to see you on Survivor.
Oh, I would love it too.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
What about Big Brother? You don't have to do it. I don't even watch it.
They do stuff on Big Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
90 Day Fiance. How about that?
Oh,
Okay.
well, I think I could probably get it. Does anybody have to do anything on that besides
you
be
have
a
to do
fiance?
somebody, yeah.
Man, I'm torn. Like, my first immediate thought was, like, I want to, like, go on Man versus Food or something like that.
Makes sense.
Just, like, go and travel and enjoy. Like, and that would be fun. But then, of course, I'm like, man, that would be the final, I think, bucket list thing would be to somehow be featured on TV wrestling. Like, that's a pipe dream that will never happen. But
never say never, man.
This is the way to do it. If I could just weasel my way into, I just want to weasel my way into AEW's Dynamite. And actually, I'm on TV.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, weren't you already on TV?
Well, not wrestling, though. I was on Pluto TV, but I'm talking about like network television.
Yeah, he wants to know. Yeah, he wants to. Yeah, he wants.
People could watch you on TV.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, you have a Chrome. I mean, look, any video can be on TV. I basically can just throw it to my TV with a Chromecast or screen mirror.
I want to be in spandex on television. That's
there we go.
Well, if it's wrestling at this point.
How about leather and a gimp suit? Because I think I can arrange that.
Can I get a tan in first?
Okay, whatever. You know what?
Right,
I think that's negotiable.
All right, Vicky, what are you doing?
And it has to be reality, right?
No, it could be anything.
No, it could be anything.
Okay. So my brain was thinking Family Feud. I've always wanted to be on Family
that's
Feud.
Fun. Good call. Good answer. Good answer.
Would you take your actual family, or would you take us?
I would take you guys.
Yeah.
Of course, we're the only family that matters.
Please tell me you're going to let me do the speed round.
Well, that's how it depends on how well you show.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it.
If you suck with the regular answers, you don't get the speed round.
All right, fine.
I know. It depends on how you're doing that day. You are pretty good at random trivia, so.
It's a good point.
I like polls. I could do this.
Well, I do too, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it.
Fair.
All right, so Family Feud for. How about you, Rev?
You know what? Because I've been
done it.
recently watching
That's
it.
a good point.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to buy an O.
Yeah.
Rev actually is the one that's really made a dream come true. None of us will ever get to that point that Rev got to.
It was a dream come true. It happened, and yeah.
My buddy Bob Rivers stole my dream. He was on Star Trek. He got that, and that'll never happen for me.
No.
So, but what's yours beyond
beyond Wheel of Fortune? Mine for right now, I think would be Letterkenny.
Yes.
Wow.
It would be a lot of fun just to be like maybe like a version of like the group of the ne'er-do-wells called the Skids, be like the American version of the Skids.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping you could be like Squirrely Dan's brother or cousin or something. Squirrely Dan is fantastic.
He is amazing.
Well, Rev, who knows? They might do an American version. It seems like, we take everybody's good ideas from other countries and turn them into sitcoms.
Quite possibly.
They cannot, honestly.
I don't done it first. We do it better.
I don't know if you could do that with like all the hockey and Canadian references. I just don't think it would be good enough.
That's a good point.
And good news for anybody who is a Letterkenny fan, they're coming out with a spin-off Shoresy series, and it's going to be on Hulu soon. So I'm very excited.
Oh, is Letterkenny done?
No, it's just an add-on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really need subtitles with that show. With my hearing and everything, I watched the first episode, and I'm like, even with the subtitles, I'm like, I still don't know if I'm following
you
this.
watch the first season, just let yourself get immersed into it and understand nothing, and about halfway through the second season, you'll start to understand it.
Wait, I gotta watch someone with a thick accent. You start understanding what they're saying.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, well, hopefully you're right.
And then you'll kind of start getting an understanding of hockey terms, and then you'll go back and watch the first season again, and it'll be even better.
That's a big commitment to a show.
Yeah, they're short episodes.
Yeah, but there's like, 10, 12 of them, right?
No, there's only like 6.
Oh, all right, well, that's not horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
So it said, BJ, you should be on Lost.
Why, because I'm a smoke monster?
I don't know. They just thought you'd be good on that show, maybe.
It might be the one version of Survivor that you'd make it through.
Oh, and then they also said, it said actually I meant Alone, not Lost.
Oh, Alone.
Is that Naked and Alone? Or
No,
Naked and
that's a different show.
Alone, that's
a
college for me.
Alone, dude, even you have to be in great shape, and also you have to know how to be a survivalist, because it's basically they drop people in the forest and go hunt your own food, make your own fire, build your own shelter.
No.
Yeah, and the calories they burn off you realize. When you're a fat guy and you get to eat what you want to eat, you forget that actually there is, just to exist, you do burn a lot of calories. Unfortunately, I just put a ton more in than I burn.
True.
Yeah, but
if you had to hunt your own food, you're all of a sudden you're going to become a vegetarian.
Oh, well, there's not a lot of vegetables to eat out there either where they put you.
Can't you eat like leaves and stuff?
Well, no.
You're not going to survive.
You need proteins. You need fats and proteins, and your vegetables aren't going to give you a lot of
And
it.
you
I bring my protein powder with me.
You got to know which plants you can eat, because you don't want to eat something that's going to give you the poops.
And these people are amazing and still get their asses kicked. Like they are survivalists. They know how to live in the wild. I mean, and even the situation kicks their ass anyway, because you have to outlast somebody. It's like whoever lasts the longest gets the money. And you don't know. You're sitting in your little hut, and you don't know. You don't know if anybody's still in the game. You assume they are because no one's come to tell you've won.
So you're just playing against yourself, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, and they go crazy. I mean, they do, because you're literally alone out there, and it's cold and it's horrific, and you're competing against the other animals that are taking your stuff. Like they set up these elaborate traps to catch bunnies or whatever. They go out there and they go, "Well, I had a bunny, but apparently the friggin' foxes that are in the area took them from me."
I couldn't do that.
Oh, it's
not
a
chance. No.
Yeah,
it's just not a chance. Like I get squeamish even just seeing roadkill. Like I couldn't imagine having to do that myself.
Oh yeah, these people are hardcore though. This is their life living off the land. But even then, it's not as extreme as this.
All right, Danny, what show do you want to be featured on?
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, there we go.
All they do
play
is
laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag. They drink. They get to go get into antics with each other.
And you're perfect. You'd be the whiny guy that people end up hating at the end of the show.
You'd be the Ted Mosby.
Yeah.
I was going for Barney, but
you're not Barney.
Yeah, I don't think you're Barney.
You're too emo to be Barney.
Barney other than Barney.
That's true. Please. Even Barney.
Suit up.
They ruined Barney though.
Did they?
Yeah, because then he ended up being with Robin, all that. Remember that was...
To be honest with
divorced.
you, I don't remember anything about that show, and I've seen every episode.
Oh, nice.
All I remember is that Barney liked to play laser tag.
Yeah. He did.
You have blacked out the what everybody hates. Is you've said, you know what, the series did not end this way. I have just totally forgotten all of it.
I remember them stealing something from a restaurant. There was a story about that.
Yeah?
That's about all. I remember. Yeah, they hung out on the top of their apartment complex.
Yeah.
Knew that.
Waited for the slutty pumpkin. Yeah. It was the best.
That's how you met your mother.
Marshmallow was a nickname. I remember. It's so weird, dude. I was obsessively a fan of that. And it's like, it's been so far removed from my brain that it's just gone.
That's funny.
Like most stuff.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Well, you love most of that show. You don't love the end either. We have a big question that has to be answered. What do Ryan Castle and Tom Cruise have in common? Really? We're doing
everything.
Okay. I'll tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Tom Cruise have in common?
I have accepted Zaltor the Great as my keeper and overlord.
Wow. That's a deep cut,
is that
sir.
What Scientologists do? I don't know.
That's a jumping up and down on the couch moment right there.
It's just funny because someone said Steve enjoys watching both jump up and down on the couch.
Yeah, he does. Steve does it like girls on trampolines back in the day.
As long as they take their shoes off, I'm down to watch it.
Yeah, Ryan's got some good moves.
Both are risky business.
Oh, I like it. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm taller than him.
I mean, almost everybody is. So Top Gun Maverick is coming out, and due to, despite some serious health issues in recent years, how about Val Kilmer is going to be in it? He will be returning to the role of Tom.
I heard that Tom Cruise sort of insisted he be a part of it.
That's exactly
they find
true.
a way to get him in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I don't think he can speak anymore. That's the thing. And you're right. Tom said I really hard for him to make the movie. The kind of talent that he has, and you see that scene, it's very special. It's just very special.
Who's saying no to Tom Cruise? Part of the production studio,
Nicole Kidman.
Okay,
yeah, that's
fair.
She said
maybe
that.
Katie Holmes from time to time.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Steve, your friend, producer Jerry Bruckheimer said, "quote Tom was really adamant that he was going to make another Top Gun. Val had to be in it."
Well, he consulted with me, and I told him that.
Yeah, he also said,
"Dude, I can't wait."
Oh, me neither, and I've never seen Top Gun.
Wait, what?
All right, we can't do this. You got a 12-pack to steward. We cannot get into this.
Thanks.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
You can't play Team Wordle with Steve. It's not that much fun for him.
Well, not when I decided I don't want to be part of your team. Like, it was Team Vicky and BJ, not Team Vicky, BJ, and Steve. But then you're hovering over my shoulder and stealing my guesses. Yes. Can't even do Wordle in peace.
It's okay. Well, you know what? I promised to not Wordle you anymore.
And here I am. I see you guys working on in the room, and I got to hurry up and figure this out before you give it away. And what did you do? Like a true Chili Peppers fan, you give it away.
I didn't give it away.
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.